E.A.F.P podcast.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be.
We love him so much. He's a special person for all of us. He's so nice. He's so nice.
You can watch it live every week on Facebook under the Jonko Navi and the Star 6 Media Facebook page. Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome back to the E.A.F.P podcast here on the Jonko Navi Facebook page and also the Star 6 Media Facebook page too as well. Make sure you guys follow us on all our social media platforms here on both pages, the Jonko Navi and the Star 6 Media page. As we go, we have all our podcasts going on there. Not just only my soccer podcast, but also Sports Strip Live, JCA Sports Podcast, Big League Chicago, Only Football, three up, three down, Slap Shots, and many more podcasts too as well that we have going on here and promoting our own brand. And yeah, we're getting right into it today. More football, more World Cup. I mean, do you guys love this? I mean, imagine if this was in the summer, right? Imagine this is only in the summer, but this is what we get every 4 years. We have football, soccer almost every single day for the group stages for the next 14, 15, 16 days or something like that, give or take. So, you know, we are enjoying the time here. At least I am. And the games have been very interesting. Very, very interesting to say the least. Very surprising. Excuse me. Very, very surprising to say the least too. A lot of interesting results. A lot of teams leaving you questioning the balance and how good they really are, and a lot more too. This has just been a very interesting World Cup. I'm gonna say that, and yes, it's been fun to watch. It's been great to watch, and also, you know, it's fun losing money when you gamble them, when you think you know, and then you gamble your money, and then that's when you're like, damn, you know, that's when you know this World Cup has been very, very interesting. But we're gonna get into it today. We got a lot. We got Group E and F that played today. Breakdown for tomorrow games. Those games are gonna be interesting tomorrow. But let's get it started with the show going on. I almost forgot. If you guys want to comment or hop on the show, I'm gonna drop off the link right here too, so you guys could join me at any time and talk about the World Cup. Now let me just post it up on Facebook. Give me a second or two, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize as I'm doing this all by myself. Bam, there it goes. So the link is provided right there too. If you guys want to join me and if you guys want to join me and talk some football, let's talk some soccer. Let's enjoy this conversation. All right, so let's get it started. Let's go with the first matchup of the day. If you guys woke up so early in the morning, Costa Rica versus Japan. Now this result made this group a whole lot of interest, a whole lot of chaotic. You know, this result, this chaos at its finest, especially with the win, simply because of last week, or not last week, but I guess you could say last week. So because the first game, you know, Japan just did the incredible, right? Japan defeated Germany after being down 1-0, and you would think that, okay, there would be something going on, or at least Japan will give a little bit something, have some type of momentum going into this game, and rightfully so. I mean, they dominated the majority of the game. They controlled possession. They had the better chance of scoring multiple times in first and second half. They just couldn't find the back of the net. Keylor Navas, being one of the best goalkeepers in the whole entire world, had something to say about that. And so, with that being said, I mean, he kept them in the game. Japan couldn't capitalize on the opportunities that they got. And one goalie mistake. You can say whatever you want. I think the goalie made a mistake. He tried to catch that ball, and he underestimated or underestimated how high that shot was. The ball goes in the back of the net. And in the 81st minute, you see Fuller with the goal. And that was the only goal of the game. Japan still had many opportunities afterwards, too, as well. They just couldn't capitalize. And this result is keeping Costa Rica alive. Even though they got dismantled against Spain last game, first game of the World Cup group stage. Even with all that, they still somehow, some way control their own destiny. And now they're up on as you can see, I have the results right here. If you can see right over here, They have to play. They have to play a good one against Germany in the last game of the group stage in order for them to advance. Everybody's still alive in this group, right? And I'll explain it to a little later as we get in there, as we get to there. But everybody's alive in this group, and Costa Rica just made this group just a little bit more tougher for everybody, for the other two teams too as well. Germany and Spain today that played on, they took the points away, and it was just a very. It's one of those games where you say to yourself like, okay, possession means possession and control of the games means nothing. It's what do you do with it. And this was just the perfect example of Japan just not capitalizing on their opportunity, even being the more dominant team. And that's why you play the game. That's why you play the game. So Costa Rica won. They got the first points of the game, the first points and the first goal of this World Cup. So congratulations to them. We're going to go to Canada. Yeah. Let's go to Canada and Croatia here. And it started off good. Canada finally scoring their first goal in the World Cup in their history. Alfonso Davies, literally at the second minute, got it going, and we thought like, oh boy, here we go. The Canada, we're about to see something. Canada may make some noise here, may cause another upset of the day, and I'll get to the other upset of the day too as well. And no, for some reason after the 20, I think Canada, if this was just a 20-minute game, Canada would have probably won this game easily, right? But after that, it just felt like Canada were just going crazy, running around with their heads cut off, like chickens with their heads cut off. Defensively they were sloppy. Offensively they were sloppy. They couldn't control possession. Their lines were all over the place. And the two goals before the half, you usually see that Croatia was just building that confidence and knew like, hey, we may be down 1-0, but we can get these guys. And rightfully so. I mean, right away, once the moment Croatia scored that first goal, you could just tell that this game was going to be over and it was going to turn on its head, that Croatia was going to take over and win this game. And they did. Again, scoring the 36 minutes by Kamrach. And again, Lavoisia in the 44th. And that was it. And then to put it all the way in the 70th and the 90th plus minute, and Croatia get their two other goals to put this game to bed. And unfortunately, my pick to come out of this group is eliminated already. I just want something different, simply because I just didn't know what I was going to get out of this group, and I'm about to talk about it right now in a little bit. As you're listening and watching the E.A.F.P podcast here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, guys, make sure you follow the John Konavi and also Star 6 Media Facebook pages just to get notified when all our podcasts are live and ready to and to conversate with us about all the sports across the globe. The only reason why I picked Canada to come out of this group second in this group simply because they were the best team coming out of CONCACAF. They were the best team, playing overall football, and I should have dug a little bit deeper and just been like, okay, let me just be safe here. But I want to do something out of the box because, I mean, even though Croatia is the runner-up of the last World Cup, how much can they offer? Well, last game they didn't look that great. Even though they got the result last game, they didn't look that great. I mean, they didn't get the result last game. They look at the result. They just didn't look great so far from the first game against Morocco. They took advantage of a team who's very overwhelmed in the position that they're in the World Cup in Canada today. And then the other team that's in this group that they're about to play in the third game just really says it all. It's weird to say who was going to come out of this group, who's going to be the top of this group, because of this reason only. So Belgium loses 2-0 to Morocco in a game where Belgium just dominated this whole entire game, or had majority of the possession. They didn't know what to do with it. They look slow. This is like their worst, like back-to-back worst performance, and they just look lethargic in every single aspect of every single moment of every game. They couldn't capitalize on the opportunities that they got. Batshuayi missed, I think, a good one probably in the first couple minutes of the game. This Belgium squad, I said it from the very beginning, and I'm going to say it again, that this Belgium squad was very overrated. This Belgium squad, to me, I didn't have no confidence in whatsoever to come out of this group. That's why I just chose Canada for, I guess, the CONCACAF bias that I am, being in this side of the region. They weren't going to come out of this group, either in first or in second place. And the first two games, even though they got the result against Canada last week, winning 1-0, they still didn't look like the dominant team like they were supposed to be looking like, right? This golden generation looks like they're all getting too old. They look like they were just they're very slow behind the ball. They're very slow with the ball. They're very slow moving without the ball. So I mean, and Kevin De Bruyne said it last week, like it looks like we're just too old. And Vertonghen today too as well. Maybe the attacking was too old. Like I feel like this team, this group has a wrath amongst themselves for some reason, and it's one of those situations where it's just kind of like these guys are just, I don't know, like they're not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get their vibe. I don't get their. I don't see where they're coming from. I don't understand. If they really like each other, if it's already too many tournaments, too many major tournaments in the World Cups and the Euros where they played and they've underperformed. They're underperforming this World Cup. Um, nothing's really new. Like it's the same old um, it's the same old Belgium that I've been seeing for the last couple major tournament. Like this is exactly what I'm saying and what I'm seeing is that exact same reason. It's just I'm not fully sold on this Belgium team, and today was proven. Even though they had all these opportunities, even though they had all this possession with it, they couldn't just find a way. They were just too slow, and Morocco had opportunity. You could easily see in the game, right? When a team builds confidence, you can easily see in the game when a team builds momentum and knowing like, hey, we're still in this game. We're not being blown out. Teams know, players know when the other team is superior, and the moment you give those teams that type of life, it's a different game, and you could say like, damn, like you on paper you could be like, yeah, this team's gonna blow this team out. But no, and like this Belgian team just doesn't have it anymore, and it shows, and it was showing the last two games against Canada and today against Morocco. Now just imagine when they play against Croatia on what is it, on Thursday? Like they have to go for the points because they're in third place in this group with just 3 points, tied with Morocco and then Croatia with 4 points. Like they need to come out. Either Canada needs to come out with a result, either a tie or a win, and then them winning or tying will advance. Will make whatever they'll advance. No, they can't because they need the goal difference. They just need a win on Thursday. And you would think that this team will have it. I never saw it from the get go. I don't see it from this team, from this Belgium team. I said they were overrated. That's why I didn't pick them to come out of the group. I picked Canada instead. But more than likely, I feel like the two teams that are in first and second are going to be the two teams that are going to come out of this group in Croatia and Morocco. Call me crazy, but I really do feel like it because this Belgium team is just, I don't know. I don't know what's the right word to say. I don't want to be too rude and too mean and say pathetic, but they're abysmal. They're not that great. They're not that good. They're discombobulated going forward, and it's just this golden generation underperformed, except for I think it was the Euros. Was it a Euros or was it a World Cup in 2018 where they went to the quarterfinal or semifinal? I don't know. I think it was the Euros where they went to the semifinal. I want to say it was the first one where they were all together. So yeah, nothing good to see. Like I said, Croatia's in first with 4, Morocco in third, with second with 3. Same with Belgium with 3, and Canada are the only team with 0 points, and they're eliminated from the tournament. So it is what it is. And we're just gonna have to wait to Thursday to see what kind of Belgian team shows up. Are we gonna see the same lethargic team that we've seen so far in the first two games? Or are we finally gonna see that Belgium team that we thought we were gonna see, the very flashy, not flashy, but the very technically sounded team going forward with the players that they have in important positions in every big team that they played in? Or I don't know. I just do hope so that my prediction comes true and Belgium doesn't advance because they are so overrated. The big game of the day, it was Spain versus Germany, a 1-1 draw. I think this is we. I think this was the best game so far of the tournament, to where I'm only saying this because of how well these two teams are, how should I say this? How these two teams actually came into this tournament and how they're playing, right? And they're both tactically sound. They're both good on ball play. We There was a little criticism on the Spain side simply because of how young they're coming in, but it looks like youth has nothing to do with it. Luis Enrique is doing a fantastic job with this squad. They were toe to toe with Germany. There was moments these two were back and forth, and this is the type of game that you love to see. Um, the first half was great to see. Uh, an offsides by Rudiger that they counted off. I think Spain had two or three opportunities where Neuer had to come up big. Everything that you just wanted from a football game standpoint to where you enjoy watching a game. If you're a neutral, this is the one. Even though there wasn't a lot of goals like the Portugal Ghana game, which is so far has been the most exciting one, because of the because of the goals, how many goals were scored, and the amount of pressure and back and forth that there was. But like a very tactically sound, very good soccer match. This was the one that you guys needed to watch or had to watch just to see how two teams who are in transition, by the way, let me put that out there. These two teams are in transition. These two teams, the transition from youth, from the old regime, the old generation of Spain to this new generation that's coming in, the younger squad, with the few veteran players like the Carvajals, like the Jordi Albas, like the Sergio Busquets, who are coming in here and showing these young kids that are playing how to play an international game. I think that was just a perfect setup for Luis Enrique, and so far they've been pretty good in the first two games. And Germany are also in a transitional type of way, simply because, again, that old generation, the generation that won the World Cup 8 years ago in Brazil in 2014. Now those players are heading out the door, and I'm talking about the Neuers, the Mullers, the who else is on this squad that hasn't been there, Hummels and all that stuff. Like those are the transit, but the young squads, the players, the Kai Havertz, the Manes, the Gnabry's, and the Kimmishes who've been there and done that. Like those are the ones that are going to come here. And again, it's two teams in different transitions. And also, by the way, they also have a new coach that Jurgen Lowe wasn't in there for the past 8, 9, 10 years, however long he was there. So it's like a whole nother manager too in a big tournament. So again, this game was just good overall. Morata scoring a good goal in the 62nd minute that was played out of the back from the goalie. The goalie just kicked the booted up. The Spain player controlled it, played it out wide, crossed the right end. Morata with a good run in, scoring the goal. And then Germany just doing Germany things with the run and play. Two passes here and there, and then a nice through ball inside the box. Blasted on the opposite corner for the goalie. This game was just had it all, and plus the opportunities going the both left and right. Um, this was a good match for the neutrals, and two good teams in this group who should qualify comfortably. But Germany losing last week against Japan, getting a tie result against Spain this week, they literally have to play it all next week against Costa Rica, and it's one of those situations where it's just like they need a win, and Spain needs to come out with a result. Either they need a goal, um, Japan. They need to beat Japan by like amount of goals or here or there. This is where the numbers come into play. I know. Germany has to have a better goal difference, and then the results either a tie or a loss from Japan, and so forth. So this is where it gets a little bit more technical by the numbers on how Germany could advance. But as you can see right here, behind me, if you can see it, got Spain with 4, Japan with 3, Costa Rica with 3, and then also Germany with 1 in last place. But everybody's still alive. Everybody holds their own destiny in this group, from first to fourth. And we could probably see even we might even see. Again, this is a tournament of upsets. It says right here, I put soccer equals unpredictable, or I should put unpredictability. I think, if that's a word. I don't know. Help me out here. Um, because there's been a bunch of upsets starting from the week one, from day two, honestly, from this group two as well, from Germany and this group of Group B. Japan against Germany 2-1 after Germany was up 2-0. Morocco today 2-0 over Belgium, which shouldn't be an upset, but it's an upset simply because of FIFA rankings. Is all I'm trying to say on why it's an upset. What else am I missing what else am I missing? I know I'm missing another game that was very important. That was an upset. To Spain. I mean, that wasn't an upset. That was more of a beating. Oh, Saudi Arabia, Argentina. How could I forget about that? Saudi Arabia, Argentina. Well, another one, another game of upsets. You know, a bunch of ties here and there, but this tournament has proven that you cannot take every team lightly, and that's what I like about this game. That you just have to win the game. You have to play the game to know where you're at in this position, and yeah, and that's why I love the game. And now we're seeing where now we see it to where now, um, Germany has to come out and win their game next week in order to qualify. When are you going to hear that? When was it? I mean, we saw it 4 years ago in Mexico when Mexico beat Germany 1-0 in the first game. They beat Sweden in the second one and ended up losing to South Korea in the last and final game of the tournament, and then they got eliminated. So again, Germany's in the same position this year where they're in last place, but it's a little bit more comfortable. But they have to beat a Costa Rica team who, I mean, look, they haven't been playing well. They got a result today, but Costa Rica, you could just tell that this is their last hurrah. But they just don't have enough in the tank for them just to come out of this group and either and just take it over by the reins, or just even be happy to be there and try to see if they could come out of this group. And normally we've seen the Costa Rica, especially in 2018 and definitely in 2014 and especially in 2010, but definitely in 2014, the team that went all the way to the quarterfinal, that we saw the Costa Rica that just was just on their game. And you could just tell, 8 years down the road with the same squad, it's too much for them to handle. And it just we're just glad to see Costa Rica getting a good result, and then finally, like, the first win in the CONCACAF region, right? We're glad to see that they got the first win for them, but like it just shouldn't. It's not going to go well for CONCACAF this year, and there's a chance where all four teams that have qualified for this World Cup are not going to come out of this group, and that's a very strong reality for CONCACAF and a very disappointing one for CONCACAF too as well. So we'll see. The E.A.F.P podcast here on the John Conavi Facebook page, on the Star Six Media Facebook page, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Guys, make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms: YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Snapchat, or not Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook as well, and where you get all our episodes and clips of our shows, not just only on my show, but all the other shows that are on the Star Six Media platform. And if you guys are interested in having your own podcast and joining the Star Six Media brand, just give us a DM and we'll give you that opportunity in the future. So let's go. Let's break it down for tomorrow's games, the last games before everybody starts playing at the same time. Match day 2, the last one, the last two groups, where we have the first game at 4 o'clock in the morning. We have Cameroon against Serbia. That game is at 4 a.m. If you guys are going to be up, if you guys are going to be up watching that game. The second game of the game is going to be South Korea versus Ghana, which is going to have a very good influence in that group with Portugal and Uruguay, which play at 1 o'clock, and at 10 a.m. Brazil versus Switzerland. Those are the matchups for tomorrow's games. And then on Tuesday we start where each team, all four teams, are playing at the same time in their groups. We're gonna have them, just at two times. Or they're all playing at the same time. Starting on Tuesday, we'll break that one down because Tuesday, the United States men's national team has to win in order to advance to the next round. So we'll get that and many much more too coming on tomorrow's show. We'll break down all the final games for match day 2, and you'll also get my grades for match day 2 for all the regions, like I did last week. You're gonna get that tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna have a busy day here on the Star Six Media platform, as we have my E.A.F.P podcast coming on, and also Big League Chicago 2 coming on afterwards. After the E.A.F.P podcast. So busy day for us tomorrow. Stay tuned. Like I said, if you guys follow us on our social media, on our Facebook pages, just hit that little bell to get notified when our episodes are live, and then where we can all talk about all the sports that we enjoy watching, especially from mine coming from the soccer ones, from the soccer aspect to the Chicago sports aspect, and going around nationally too as well. So call it a quick day, half an hour. There's no rant for me today because there was no team that pissed me off today, so I'm happy about that. A lot more coming tomorrow. Like I said, we're finishing off the last two groups of G and H, And then we're on talking about who is going to qualify, who has the best path to qualify to the next round. And also, you're going to get my grades from each region tomorrow from what I've seen in match day 2. For the E.A.F.P podcast, my name is Eric. You guys know who I am. I don't know why I said that, but thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. I will see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Hope to see you guys then. Enjoy your day of football. And if you gamble, man, good luck, because it's hard to win some money in this World Cup if you're doing parlays of multiple games. So good luck to your gambling tomorrow. If it was up to me, if you want some advice, I mean, go tie Portugal, Uruguay, a win for Brazil, a win for South Korea, and let's go for a tie for Cameroon and Serbia. That's the safest way I can go, right? You don't have to listen to me. You know you know what you guys are doing. So I wish you guys good luck on that aspect. As for me, I'm out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Staggeringly brilliant! And Sevilla fall apart like King Louis' temple! It's astonishing! Look at the way he picks his spot! They could make Ebenezer Scrooge smile with the quality of his goal!
See you later.
Oh. Yes. Yes.
He's intolerable.